Hello and welcome to the big story here on Magic Bricks Now. I'm Krishna Kumar. Our focus today, 3 cities, 3 stories, but one alarming trend. People's representatives are going ahead taking crucial decisions that are completely in opposition with what citizens want. But first up, the headlines. Despite widespread citizens' protests, Navi Mumbai's civic chief Tukaram Munde is shown the door. Political parties barring the BJP unite in the Navi Mumbai Municipal Corporation pass a no-confidence motion against the commissioner. PIL against Bengaluru's controversial VVIP steel flyover comes up for hearing in the court. The flyover Beda and flyover Beku teams present their arguments. The court adjourns the case till the 2nd of November. Mumbai's open spaces policy looks set to get a BMC nod despite protests from citizens and activists. The Shiv Sena, in a majority in the BMC, has backed this controversial policy that proposes handing over public playgrounds and parks to private bodies for management. Fresh twist to the Kaveri dispute. The Tamil Nadu government moves the Supreme Court disputing the Karnataka government's drought declaration in its Kaveri basin. Let's then kick things off with today's debating focus. Disregarding strong public opinion from the constituency they represent, corporators in the Navi Mumbai Municipal Corporation voted for the civic chief's ouster. The NMMC passed a no-confidence motion against Commissioner Tukaram Munde. Navi Mumbai citizens have in fact been protesting against this move for a couple of months now and even hit the streets on Monday in Munde's support. My colleague Amita Balachandra, who was present at the civic headquarters, gets us an account of what exactly transpired over there.
Politicians across party lines, close to 105 out of the 111 members here at Navi Mumbai have voted against the Navi Mumbai Municipal Commissioner Tukaram Munde. This includes the NCP, Congress and the Shiv Sena, who made several allegations which include shaming them in public, not taking their decisions seriously, also adopting an autocratic behavior. The BJP, along with the citizens of Navi Mumbai, however, are of the opinion that Tukaram Munde is an honest officer, that he must be allowed to do his job, and that he's just out there to eradicate corruption in the city. A letter has now been sent to the Chief Minister, and a decision of whether to oust him off his post or not lies with the Chief Minister, Devendra Fadnavis. This is Amita Balachandra for Magic Bricks Now.
In fact, it's a big exclusive here on Magic Bricks Now. In an exclusive conversation, Navi Mumbai Civic Chief Tukaram Munde spoke to us. Listen to what he had to say.
No, I don't have to say anything about that. That is a general body decision, so I can comment on that.
Okay. Also, there have been several allegations leveled against you by the corporators. What's your response?
Those allegations have already been discussed. Those are not allegations per se. And I had requested Honorable Mayor, the Chair, let me respond, but I was not given a time. So, had he allowed, I would have definitely said and given my version. But as it is not allowed, so I could not say anything in the House.
Okay. One thing that clearly came out of the entire thing was that Walk with Commissioner should be replaced with Walk with Nagarikas. What do you have to say to this?
So that is the initiative by which I could meet the people, go to the field, came to know the issues of the people. So I could solve those. More than 1100 complaints came, more than 1000 have been solved. So it's a quite useful, fruitful, and that is obvious proof from the fact that citizens have satisfied and complaints have been resolved. So that's a good initiative, that is I believe, and that's why people have responded to it.
Now the letter of course will go to the CM, and until further orders will you continue to go on with your work?
That's how the procedure is, that's how the law is.
Okay, and what's your message to citizens who are supporting you at this point? There are several online petitions. A lot of people have come out and asked, in fact, appeal to the CM to save #Save Tukaram. So, what is your response to that?
I just appreciate from my bottom of heart. I thank all of those who have supported me, and again, I'll say thank you to all of them who have supported me. We have, without any support for anybody, if they felt that I could be of their help as a commissioner, I think I have done a bit as a commissioner for betterment of the society.
कारपोरेशन तब बनती है जब हमारा सार्वभौम लोकशाही से निर्माण हुआ ये सभागृह है। ये सभागृह किसी प्रकार का जब निर्णय लेता है तो उसकी अमलबजावनी करना, उसके तहत काम करना उनकी जिम्मेवारी है। लेकिन वो जिस दिन से आए उस दिन से वो मानने को तैयार ही नहीं कि म्युनिसिपल कमिश्नर है। वो यही मानते हैं कि मैं कलेक्टर हूँ और कलेक्टर की तरह कोई कारपोरेटर नहीं, कोई मेयर नहीं, कोई महासभा नहीं। इस प्रकार की जो भूमिका उन्होंने ली है उस भूमिका का विरोध यहाँ पर किया है हमने।
अच्छा, ये बताइए, अभी एनसीपी कांग्रेस सब लोग उनके खिलाफ है, लेकिन बीजेपी उनके साथ में, उसके बारे में क्या बोलना चाहते हैं?
नहीं, मैं आपको बताऊंगा ना, क्या उनकी मजबूरी है। वो सबसे पहले तो विरोध उन्होंने किया था इसको, जब यहाँ की जो एमएलए, स्थानीय एमएलए मंदाताई म्हात्रे, उनका जब उन्होंने अपमान किया था तो उस अपमान के लिए उन्होंने हाउस में चर्चा उठाई थी, विधानसभा में चर्चा हुई थी। और इतना बड़ा ये होने के बावजूद भी जब हाउस उनके खिलाफ जाता है तब जाके पार्टी के मुख्यमंत्री होने के कारण शायद उनको इस प्रस्ताव के विरोध में जाना पड़ा होगा। ये तो ग्राउंड लेवल पे आपको देखने को मिलता है, क्योंकि ग्राउंड लेवल पे जितने भी कार्यकर्ता है, उनके नगर सेवक है, वो आपको इतने खुश दिखाई नहीं देंगे।
बहुत सारे सिटीजन्स अभी उनके साथ है, तुकाराम मुंडे के साथ, इसके बारे में आप क्या बोलना चाहते हैं?
आप मुझे बताइए ना, कितने सिटीजन उनके साथ में है, मुझे बताइए। जब वासी में उनको शांति मार्च का उन्होंने ऐलान किया था, 20 लोग आए थे शिवाजी चौक में, वहां पर उन्होंने ऐलान किया था, जो अपंगों के स्टॉल उन्होंने सील किए थे उनको जबरन वहां पर कल लाया गया था। कौन उनके साथ में आया है, मुझे बताइए ना। इतने सारे लोग जो तुकाराम मुंडे के विरोध में यहाँ पर नारा दे रहे हैं, नीचे प्रदर्शन कर रही है, वो लोग उनके खिलाफ काम कर रहे हैं। यहाँ पर उनके समर्थन में कोई रास्ते पे नहीं आया है, उनके अगेंस्ट पे सब लोग रास्ते पे आए हैं यहाँ पर।
Not just Navi Mumbai, citizens are up in arms in the city of Bengaluru as well over the controversial VVIP steel flyover. In fact, a PIL filed against the steel flyover came up for hearing in the Bengaluru High Court, and both the activists and citizen groups have been opposing this flyover, and the government presented its arguments as well. And Bengaluru Development and Town Planning Minister KJ George also called for a meeting in the Vidhana Sada on this issue. However, BJP staged a walkout from the meeting and called it an eyewash. We have our correspondent Pooja getting us all the details in this report. Take a look.
Despite stiff resistance from not just citizen groups but even technical experts from various fields, the state government seems to be absolutely determined to bulldoze their way through to build a VVIP flyover that will cost the state exchequer over 1,800 crores and also cost the state over 800 trees. And now the citizen on the road wants to know that if the people of Bengaluru don't want this flyover, then why is the state government so determined, and who are they building this VVIP flyover for? With Harish Dasappa in Bengaluru, Pooja Prasanna.
Away from Bengaluru and back to Amchi, Mumbai, where the Shiv Sena in a majority in the BMC has green-lighted the controversial open spaces proposal. Now this envisages handing over public grounds to private parties for maintenance. The Sena has backed the proposal despite stiff opposition from the public and other political parties. My colleague Disha Shah gets us the latest in this update. Listen in.
It was just a month ago when Shiv Sena and BJP, both the political parties, passed the much-awaited and delayed interim open space policy here in Mumbai. Despite strong opposition from different political parties like Congress and NCP, both Shiv Sena and BJP went ahead and passed the interim policy. However, what the policy was waiting for, it's the final nod from the corporation, and in response to that, what the Mayor Snehal Ambekar told Magic Bricks now is that the interim policy has got a green signal from Shiv Sena. In fact, what she told us is that the policy is more or less passed by the BMC. 95% of the policy, she says, is passed by the BMC. It is going to get tabled in front of the corporation next week, but that is just going to be a formality process, she says. However, in response to this, when we spoke to different political parties in the opposition, like the Congress and the BJP that time had supported the policy in the group leader meeting, but they changed their stance, say immediately the next day, saying that they had certain conditions and demands. However, when we spoke to the different political parties, they told us that they are going to strongly oppose this policy yet again when it gets tabled in front of the corporation next week. They say that the policy clearly states that the total number of open grounds that Mumbai has should be maintained and repaired by the third party players and by the private players. In fact, this has not gone quite well with the political parties. They say that BMC, the civic body, should itself maintain and repair it, as they have a budget allocated of 47,000 crore rupees. So on one hand, where Shiv Sena is very confidently saying that the policy is passed by the BMC and it's just going to be a formality process when it gets tabled in the front of the corporation. On the other hand, political parties are strongly going to oppose this. So at the end of the day, it remains to be seen whether this open space policy gets final nod from the corporation or not. This is Isha Shah reporting here for Magic Bricks Now.
Now, Disha also spoke with Praveen Chedda from Congress and Manoj Kotak from the BJP, and they said that this policy is not going to benefit the citizens, but only private players. Listen in.
मेरा यहाँ पे प्रश्न है कि महानगर पालिका के आयुक्त पॉलिटिकल प्रेशर में, भारतीय जनता पार्टी और शिवसेना के प्रेशर में आकर वो पूरे जो ग्राउंड्स है, फिर प्लेग्राउंड्स है, देन आरजी पीजी है, ये सब वापस लाने में नाकामयाब रही है। जो भी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी शिवसेना और भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेताओं के पास, जैसे मातोश्री है, बोरीवली में सावरकर है, ऐसी अलग अलग संस्था जो बड़े बड़े प्लॉट्स लेके बैठे हैं, वो वापस देने से इनकार कर रही है। इसलिए वापस महानगर पालिका इस प्रकार की पॉलिसी लेकर अपने जो लीडर्स है बीजेपी और शिवसेना के, जिनके पास ये प्लॉट्स पड़े हैं, उनको कवर करने के लिए, उनको मदद करने के लिए इस प्रकार की वापस एक टेम्पररी पॉलिसी लेके आ रहे हैं, जिसका कांग्रेस पार्टी निषेध करती है।
The remaining 96 plots, do you have any idea, is the BMC going to take back these 96 plots? If yes, then when?
Definitely, it's corporation's duty to take it back. Commissioner has been bound to do so. And after taking back, BMC and corporation should maintain it unless and until new policy is finalized.
So if at all, if it gets tabled in the corporation, and of course we know for the fact, if they say that, you know, these open spaces will be maintained by the by the private players, then what will be your development there?
Again, I said we are not going to allow the private players who is making institutions or grabbing this land for their own purposes. However, the companies, the CSR and good NGOs who is doing the natural justice to the citizen, keeping these places open for the citizens free of cost and spending crores of rupees, that can be think of.
And to take that story forward, we have Shailesh Gandhi, RTA activist, joining us as well on Skype. Mr. Gandhi, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on the big story on Magic Bricks Now. Talk to us. The public firmly against it, activists firmly against it, but the people in question, the authorities in question, still wanting to go ahead with it. And, common consensus is that this will only benefit private players. Your take?
What is this so-called policy and what is at stake? There are about 1,000 grounds owned by the Bombay Municipal Corporation, and under various flawed policies, about 200 and some odd plots were given to a few private parties, out of which private gymkhanas have come up, private lands have been usurped and encroached, and restaurants have come up. This is a fact. Private clubs have been made. Citizens are being deprived of open spaces. In a place like Mumbai, we are already starved of open spaces, and we have probably 10% of the total spaces required to live reasonably. Now what is happening is, the earlier government had cancelled these policies and said, wait. The present Chief Minister took a very principled stand just about 4 or 5 months back and said that all these plots which have been given to private bodies must be taken back, because private bodies develop an ownership over them, and that's a fact of life. They started taking them back and suddenly stopped, because plots which were in charge of political bigwigs were not being taken back. And now they are talking of a complete reversal of the policy. And what appears to be happening is that they want to pass a policy and give away the grounds to the current corporators, because they don't know whether they'll get re-elected in February or not. This must be opposed. First, the BJP itself must be responsible. I heard the BJP spokesperson saying that, well, it's not a good thing, but we'll give it to good people. What is a good person? Do you give your own property away to any person just because he's good? A A poorest man in Mumbai will not give away his property or legal rights to his property to anybody. Even if you trust me or I trust you, we will not give it to our own brothers or parents. And here they are talking in terms of like little children, they are saying, we'll give it to good people. This must be opposed. Citizens, first, the Chief Minister must clarify why he asked the plots to be taken back and then suddenly is in for a reversal. If the BJP does not support it, I do not think this can get passed in the House. And in the rare event it gets passed, it is the Chief Minister's responsibility to ask that this policy be reversed. It is not a policy. They call it an adoption policy. It's actually a kidnapping and abduction policy of citizens' grounds. Third-party interests will be created in what is public property and very, very precious open spaces. These spaces, in fact, given the scarcity, should actually be valued more than what commercial and ownership residential properties are valued at, which would put the state at a few thousands of crores, which today our elected representatives seem hell-bent on giving away to private people so that they can take a loot of this. This is corruption. And you had the story of Navi Mumbai. This is a phenomenal contrast. The Navi Mumbai Municipal Commissioner tries to stand up against political interests, against vested interests, against people who want to loot people, and the public representatives say we want him out. Unfortunately, the Municipal Commissioner of Mumbai has not taken a stand. Perhaps he realizes that if he takes a position in favor of citizens, he will also be asked to go. Can we as citizens, and we need to as citizens, raise our voice against this, refuse to allow this loot of our properties? Only then will it work. And in the rare event, I'm hoping this will be stopped much before we need to do anything. But in the rare event, they pass this and ensure that they get the plots away. Next election, I think citizens without belonging to any party individually should canvass and say any corporator who has voted for a certain policy which robs us of our properties, which robs the poorest man in Mumbai, I think they should have a conscience, that they must realize that this is something evil. This is sinful. You cannot take away from the poorest in this land his property and wealth. And this, I think citizens should give them a lesson in the next elections. Every individual must go and canvass and say, don't vote for those who did this.
Mr. Gandhi, the message is loud and clear. Thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on The Big Story on Magic Bricks Now. So that sums it all up. 3 cities, 3 stories, but one alarming trend. People's representatives are going ahead taking crucial decisions that are completely in opposition with what the citizens themselves want. Disturbing trend there. And to give us an expert take on it, joining me here in the studio is Magic Bricks Now's editor, Faye D'Souza. Faye, thank you so much for taking time out. I know you are getting ready for the urban debate, but talk to us. Rampant disregard for public opinion. What do you make of it?
Well, obviously, the interesting thing about it right now is the fact that this is the first time we've had this much public opinion about anything, especially on the local level. And I think this has to do with social networking. The fact that now with Twitter and Facebook and WhatsApp, citizens are able to garner support, to stage protests, to let each other know, what they feel about things. So a lot of governments on the local level are not used to citizens having such informed opinions, are not used to citizens sort of banding together like we saw happen yesterday in Navi Mumbai when citizens came out to save Tukaram Munde. Now, in an earlier, maybe 5 years ago, citizens would have only found out a day later in the newspapers, but now they know about it. They can call for rallies, they can call for protests, and there's far more, outcry. It's the same thing in Bangalore. 8,000 people protested against the steel flyover, and that was largely because they were able to sort of band together on Facebook and on WhatsApp and on Twitter. And I think that's the thing that has changed. Citizens are becoming more opinionated, they're getting more involved in the cities, and they actually have an opinion. You're right about the fact that we still have governments that are disregarding our opinions. Let's be honest, they're not used to it. We're hoping that the more and more citizens stand up and voice their opinions and take a stand, which has never happened before. If citizens, and remember, there might be an attempt here to color all of this and call it political, but the citizens are taking an independent stand here, which is not the opposition, which is not any political party. These are citizens who are taking a call this way or that. And that's something that all of our local bodies are going to have to get used to over time. And we, of course, are going to continue to voice citizens' opinions on this channel, because that's what this channel is for. It's an extension of the opinion that we are currently seeing on the streets as citizens come out here to demand their rights, as people who pay salaries to the government, as people who pay taxes and are hence, owed a certain level of service and a certain level of accountability in all of our cities.
Citizens are raising their voice, and they're doing it right here on Magic Bricks. Now, Faye, thank you so much for taking time out. Skip along and get ready for the big urban debate tonight at 8 p.m. Make sure all of you are watching. Tune in to the urban debate tonight at 8 p.m. with Magic Bricks editor Faye D'Souza. Away from that and on to our continued focus on the Kaveri issue, the Tamil Nadu government has moved the Supreme Court, disputing the Karnataka government's declaration that 42 out of 48 talukas in its Kaveri basin are drought affected. This move came after a high-level technical team constituted to assess the ground realities in two states highlighted the condition of talukas as per the Karnataka government's declaration. Meanwhile, in Chennai, the DMK convened an opposition parties meet on the Kaveri issue, which MDMK boycotted, and that's the latest as far as the Kaveri issue is concerned. Away from that and on to the Air Dile Mushkil controversy. Now, Union Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar slammed the deal between the MNS and filmmaker Karan Johar to release the film. He in fact snubbed MNS by making it clear that the donation to the Army Welfare Fund should be voluntary and not forced. Parrikar's statement comes amidst the ongoing row over the MNS diktat, asking film producers employing Pakistani actors to pay 5 crore rupees to the Army Welfare Fund.
Army Battle Casualty Fund is a voluntary donation, because many people in India have been requesting us that they want to donate on their own to Jawans, Shaheeds who lose their life. Now, many times when some event happens, people want to donate, give check to the concerned Jawan, concerned Shaheed. We thought that this is there was a continuous request from people. So we thought that those who want to donate voluntarily, we don't even send letters, can do so, and we will formulate a scheme through which every Shaheed will get equal benefit out of it based on what is collected. It's an ongoing exercise of people's, it's like Chief Minister Drought Relief Fund or Flood Relief Fund. It's a voluntary donation, only this is a continuous process, and there will be a scheme managed by Ministry of Defence with assistance from concerned AG's branch. It's a voluntary donation, and we therefore are not concerned with anyone demanding something to be donated to that unit. As far as what I saw, it does not mention about Battle Casualty Fund. It says Army Welfare. That's a separate fund. Tomorrow, if someone wants to donate in Army Day, he can very well. But basically, the concept is voluntary donation and no catching neck of someone.
Congress has demanded 5 crore rupees for
That was a wrong proposition. That was a wrong proposal, and we don't agree with that proposal. The Maharashtra Chief Minister also clarified that he was not part of that proposal. That was a proposal made by some other party, and then it was accepted by the producer. That's a matter between them. The government has no role play, and we don't subscribe to that thinking at all. Secondly, it is the duty of the government to provide security. Law and order is a state matter. So keeping that in mind, the Chief Minister has taken initiative, and then to amicably solve the issue by holding discussions. And you have also seen that earlier, when somebody tried to create disturbance at a theatre, people were arrested.
And with that, it's a wrap here on this edition of The Big Story here on Magic Bricks Now. Thank you so much for watching. This is Krishna Kumar signing off.
You can watch live TV on our website mbnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at magicbricksnow. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.